A horse and cart passes through a dirty road, rickety wooden homes and young children learning in cheder, a klezmer band under a wedding canopy, and a stubborn goat is dragged up an unpaved road. These are all images of a small Jewish town of Eastern Europe in the 19th century. The shtetl was a tidy-knit traditional Jewish community under foreign rule. The famous writer Sholem Aleichem gave the shtetl its words. But it was Anatoly Kaplan, the artist, who provided the living colors. For those who grew up in Soviet Russia, Anatoly Kaplan was quite well known. His work were exhibited in the Russian State Museum in St. Petersburg and were even exhibited in museums in London, Jerusalem, New York, and Germany. But Kaplan was much more than a Soviet artist. Just like Matryoshka, the Russian doll, inside Kaplan, the Russian artist, Kaplan, the Jewish artist, was hidden, along with the almost forgotten Jewish culture. The Soviet Union was a dangerous place for an artist. The communist regime relentlessly persecuted and censored all forms of culture, especially those that depicted religious and Jewish themes in a positive light. Anatoly Kaplan had no choice but to adapt a double life. For the world, he created highly acclaimed artwork dedicated to the rebuilding of Leningrad after World War II. But behind closed doors, he created art that he was most passionate about, depicting scenes of Jewish life and of his birth city, Rogachov. To ensure his artistic freedom, Anatoly Kaplan hid behind Sholem Aleichem, as he was one of the rare writers whose work passed the censors and became part of the Soviet Union literature canon. Kaplan called his first series of lithographs Kasrilevka, Sholem Aleichem's fiction Jewish shtetl, but in reality, Kaplan was drawing his beloved hometown. In 1937, Kaplan began to study lithography, an artistic technique that he soon mastered. Creating a lithograph involves scarping, engraving, filling, and covering the stone with ink, a repetitive action on a hard stone surface that requires Sisyphean effort to succeed. Kaplan produced hundreds of lithographs inspired by the stories of Sholem Aleichem, by those of Mendele Moykher-Sforim, illustrations to Chag Gadya, and many other Jewishly themed stories. He described the town in a great detail through portraits, detailed views, farmyard animals, and everyday scenes. Anatoly Kaplan's life embodies the complex history of Jews in the Soviet Union. On the one hand, his Russian works were sought after by museums and art collections in the West and hailed by critics and museums worldwide. On the other hand, and despite all the hardships, he managed to become a great artist who portrayed the life of Jews, recreating a world that could have been lost forever, with his art as relevant today as it was when his paintbrush first touches his easel.